Heyo, welcome to YonkoDuo. I'm Chris,
And I'm Matt.
and today we're going to be jumping into chapter 1064, Egghead's Research Stratum. And the cover story here, man, is a very interesting one. We have Al-Kiji, Van Augur, and poor little Miss Pudding, who's just been captured by the Blackbeard pirates.
Poor Miss Pudding. And might I say, she is looking a lot more mature throughout this chapter. But this cover story, I really wanted to be Smoker to be by his side. I don't know why, but Van Augur makes so much more sense.
Does it though?
However, it's
Because,
definitely making it seem like this is taking place farther into the farther into the past than we thought.
yes, that was my exact thought too. I was looking at this and I was like, how is Van Augur in two places at once? But you hit the nail on the head there. This must have
Yes.
happened quite some time ago for Pudding to have been captured like this.
And
Um,
Kuzan, Aokiji, my man, he looks so gangster with
yeah,
that do-rag and shades on. Oh my God.
yes, he
Why
does.
why is this man not his own captain? What is his objective? I mean, we still have no idea. We want to think he's a good guy. Everything leads to him being Team Straw Hat, but
I think he's
why
part of
he's
Sword.
here, who knows? Who knows?
I'm in the camp where I believe that he's part of Sword. I don't know. It just seems too odd for someone so powerful and for someone to have been with the Marines for so long just to turn coat. But maybe he's had ulterior motives for a long period of time. And maybe it's just us liking to think that he's good because of his history with Robin and how he let her go when she was like a child.
I think he's a wonderful dark horse of a character.
Hmm.
You never know what he's gonna do next. That's for
No.
sure. But let's jump into the chapter because the amount of epic fights or epic fighting we get to see from this chapter, it is beautiful. Just
Hmm.
Blackbeard and Law decking it out, showing all their moves right off the bat. We got Law doing his awakened K room.
Hmm.
We have Blackbeard completely acting like an idiot, not knowing these powers existed. I mean, we heard that he had a spy in Wano. Why didn't the spy relate to him that, oh, he's also awakened and he can do all this?
And Matt, I gotta say, I don't know why I thought Blackbeard was going to have a strategy for taking out Law. I was like, okay, he has to know Law's abilities. He has to have formulated some sort of plot to be able to take down Law. No, Blackbeard just rushes in, immediately gets stabbed, and then Van Augur has to warp him out of there. And he's like, Captain, you're trying to retreat? And Blackbeard's such like, say, ha ha ha, no, we gotta finish what we started. But Law handled this great. He chops Stronger in half in that first like cut. Blackbeard's so confused by what's going on. And it really looks like Law and his crew are working phenomenally fighting the Blackbeard pirates, which I know on the last review, me and you had our doubts.
Absolutely. I mean, we both said it when it comes to brute strength, they don't have much going for them. Let's talk about Penguin. How
Yes,
what so Penguin is from the North Blue and he absorbs all this water. At first when I saw this, I thought it was a
Fishman.
devil fruit.
Oh, no
Um
way. I went to Fishman right away because this looked very familiar to Arlong's, not right hand man, but like Arlong's, the smooch fish guy, the
oh, Chew,
Chew, yes, who could,
the guy
and then
that
like
Usopp beats up with a hammer and
yeah,
lights him
it
on
just gets
fire with
super bloody.
liquor.
Yes, exactly. It looked like that to me. Because we have that one scene of him swimming underwater and he's gulp, gulp, gulp. He comes up and then he spurts it out. But he doesn't say he's a fisherman. All he says is he was from the cold seas of the North Blue. And I'm like, I don't I'm right now still thinking he's a fisherman.
This power seems very bizarre. I mean, Jack didn't look like a fishman at all,
Hmm.
yet he was half fishman. So perhaps that's the same case with Penguin. Um, let's see, when we're looking at Sachi didn't really seem to do much, which is strange. You always see them as a duo,
Yeah.
and out of nowhere they're not.
Mhm.
And I Penguin takes the lead, and now I'm starting to have a favorite out of the two of them.
Yeah. We do get a scene of both of them swimming underwater, so I'm assuming they're both going to do stuff here. It was nice to see Dot Q get caught off guard. I also really like the scene where Dot Q's like, "No, Stronger, are you okay? You've always been such a good boy." Because even though they're bad guys, they still care about their pets and their animals and stuff. So I just thought it was a cute little Dot Q nod that he cares
Ab-
about Stronger.
Absolutely, Chris. And I love that they do a callback all the way back to Jaya with the apples, the apple bombs
Yes.
that they didn't work on Luffy, and it seems like they didn't really work here either
Well,
at
Matt, you
all.
know what they
You get my
say?
point.
An apple a day explodes in your face and makes you look like Dot Q. Um, but so after we kind of get like that whole scenario, we also get a scene from John Bart where Beppo calls out Sniper 3 o'clock, and John Bart gets in the way of these bullets protecting Law's back. And I was like, okay, I'm seeing how they're working like a crew here. I was very impressed.
John Bart, remember, he was a captain of his own crew before he got taken, or
He
before
was.
he became a prisoner, and then Law ended up adopting him into the crew. But let's talk about how confident, or like the look that Pudding has when she's talking, saying that Mama's gonna make you eat those words if she's still alive. So they don't even know if Big Mom is still alive.
Dude, I'm in Pudding's boat. I think it takes a lot more to kill a Yonko, especially Big Mom her soul no mi. Um, I feel like the fact that Nami still has Zeus almost is a nod that Big Mom's still alive too. After she got shot down to the middle of the earth, I don't know. I'm in the camp that I think that her and Kaido will be coming back, whether they're going to be as enemies or just used for more of plot point devices. I would be shocked to see if both of these characters are gone from the story.
Well, I still think that there's Big Mom remnants or information that we still will get the one fateful day when we go to Elbaf, whenever the hell that will be now. Moving on, I love, above all, seeing Sakazuki pissed off. He wanted this position, he got it, and ever since he's gotten it, all he does is complain about why he has it. He doesn't want it at all.
We see him get a transmission, and it essentially just says that Law and Blackbeard are fighting on Winter Island. So now we have an actual name for the island that they're on. And he's just frustrated that they can't do anything. He's like, we're forced to wait again. Are they trying to go to Winter Island? Are they trying to make an assault on Blackbeard? What is stopping Sakazuki from doing whatever he wants? Is my question here with the panel.
It has to be the Celestial Dragons. I think the Celestial Dragons will constantly stay out of the fight unless if Emu tells them directly to get involved. And I think especially when it comes to the admirals, Emu and the Celestial Dragons, or the Five Noble Stars, they control the admirals and the fleet admiral. So he's bitching about that because he wants to get in the fight. And the whole
Interesting.
time, we were kind of curious back in the day why the admirals don't just go after one of the Yonko, or like why not all three of the admirals and all of the vice admirals team up and go after Shanks while he's at sea.
And I agree. I think if they took all three admirals, especially Sakazuki, they could probably go take out a Yonko. But if they do that, who stays behind at Marine HQ? Because then Shank could make a move on it. If they're attacking Kaido, Big Mom could make a move on it. And then they're completely left defenseless back at their home base. So do I think that all three admirals could take down a Yonko solo? At this point in the story, I think it is possible, but it leaves them with their butt up in the air, and someone else could just come by and completely wreak havoc in their home base.
Wreak havoc in their hole.
Yeah, wreak havoc in their hole. Yeah, exactly. But with that, yeah, we can move on to the next piece of this chapter here, which is we're cutting over to young Bonney, young Jimbie, old Chopper, and 70-year-old Luffy. And it seems like Bonnie's switched up their ages to confuse Cop Kuma the cop, here, and he's no longer attacking them, which I really like to see an old Luffy and old Chopper. And Jimbei actually kind of calls her out, and he's like, "Oh, I heard your dad isn't the nicest guy. He was a tyrant, and then he was disposed from his old position when he wanted to become a pirate." And Bonnie, I can tell Bonnie's holding back, because she doesn't want to fully say the truth about her dad, which I don't think he was a tyrant. I think that this was like either a facade that he put up to scare people away from their main island, or it was a nickname given to him by the world government to try besmirching his name.
I completely agree with you on that. And I think Bonnie has a lot of information that she's still not stating. The fact that she said that her father is of a new species that we've never heard of,
That
that
was
is
fascinating.
very surprising. So is she a part of a species as well? Or is she a half breed? Because she looks like a normal human.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Kuma's a pretty big dude. But other
Yeah,
than that, what is up with this special species that he really is?
I thought maybe he's part of the same species that King is, and he just dyes his hair, and maybe he hides his wings, but I don't think that's the case. It got me thinking more about Kuma and how powerful he really was. Do you think he's like the type of person to kind of have like a similar body type to Kaido or Whitebeard or Big Mom, where it's nigh impossible to hurt him unless you have Conqueror's coating on your hockey? Um, maybe. I'm not certain what type of species he was or is, or if this is a whole new species that we're going to be discovering here in One Piece.
I feel like I feel like you're onto something with the Kuma being a Lunarian. I mean, we know he's been experimented on. We know the Lunarians are incredibly durable, and he has time and time again proven that he does not take damage, or at
Mhm.
least when now that he's a robot, perhaps he could because he has body modifications. But I I don't really know what else it could be other than Oda. We're waiting on him to reveal some new species, and this info behind Bonnie, I don't even know where it can lead. Uh, I mean, I really think that Bonnie is a great character, but her being a whole nother species, I don't really see it. I mean,
Me
it's
either.
not like she's a member of the Third Eye tribe. We've seen her hair, so no eye there. Um, it has to be something completely new. On to the next part of this.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this Star Wars style beat saber that Bonnie picks up and on a whim just starts whacking away.
Hmm.
Oh my god, I hope Bonnie gets it. I want Bonnie to have a long distance, power weapon.
Yeah.
Um I could see a lot of people getting power-ups throughout this arc, and Bonnie's definitely going to get one of them.
Do you
Uh
see Bonnie joining the Straw Hat crew? Because at this point, she doesn't have a crew. She's there alone with Luffy. Her and Luffy clearly get along well. It feels like her main story is going to tie into Marijua and Kuma in some bigger sense, maybe in the Revolutionaries. I could see her traveling with the Straw Hats for a long period of time. Maybe she's going to fill the slot that everyone expected Yamato to take.
perhaps.
You're in a different camp?
But I feel like it might be a little repetitive since we had Law for the past 6, 7 years, and we finally lose Law, but we gain another one of the supernova. So
Hmm.
I think that it might be too predictable
Okay.
on Oda's behalf. We know he likes to do curveballs, and I feel like that is too blatant uh, for Oda. But I want to keep on moving forward to
Yeah.
this amazing part of the chapter. My favorite is the ending here, where we get to see this gigantic robot flying through the air,
Like the
carrying
Sunny.
the Sunny. Oh my,
So cool. Yeah,
yeah.
really cool scene.
And I know that Vegapunk 2 is supposed to be evil, but she doesn't really seem evil. So far, she seems childish and a little naive, but
Hmm.
other than her saying, "Oh, I want to take all your money," I mean, they're pirates. Like,
Yeah, she sounds like Nami.
yeah, she sounds like Nami, except she's a little bit more carefree than Nami.
Yeah. Well, she takes the rest of the Straw Hats to their main research facility, actually, which is the name of the chapter here, which is the Research Stratum. Or am I saying that right? Yeah, Egghead's Research Stratum, which looks pretty cool from the panel that we can actually view here. It's kind of got like a long tube leading up into where the main Vegapunk is. And it looks almost like there's like a giant egg, but there's kind of pieces and bits of like a building or a train, like encircling it and like going around it. Vegapunk even says that, oh, we've custom made like our the floor here, so it feels like the clouds as if you were on Sky Island. And we get a fun little scene of everyone bouncing and like heading over to the Vegapunk lab to get their new outfits here. Which, oh boy, Matt, I'm loving these new outfits for the Straw Hat crew. Franky's looks like he's some sort of weird cyborg with like kind of the eyes closed and he's got a little thing on top of his head. Usopp wearing a very cool jacket. Sanji is kind of jacking up Jimbei's style here where he's got the Hawaiian shirt. But Nami and Robin, my friend, thank you, Oda. They're looking great, looking
I mean,
fantastic.
I mean, Nami is in my opinion, Nami is looking very similar to Bonnie right now, except
Mhm.
Bonnie's decked out in all black, I'm pretty sure, and Nami's a little bit of the opposite. I I love the boots. I see that Sanji's immediately looking at the boots, saying, "What the hell are these things on my legs?" I mean, I think Sanji's interaction with technology is going to be a little bit different from the rest of the Straw Hats because we know that he completely rejected his Vinsmoke bloodline and
Mhm.
he destroyed his super suit that they
Des-
gave him.
Destroyed. On Franky and Usopp's modified super suit because I think he would approve of their technology over Germa 66's.
Okay. Okay. I can see that too. I can see that too. But only time will tell. I gotta say, Frankie's is the best design here. But out of the females in this arc so far, Robin takes the cake.
Dude,
Oh
Robin's
my
outfits have been
God, she is a
killing it.
smoke show right
Dude,
now.
from Wano, killed it. To Egghead now. Oda is not missing with Robin's fits. Robin's got good style. But after the whole fashion show, we now cut over to what I thought wasn't the main Vegapunk. This is satellite number one. And he's having a conversation with someone on the Den Den Mushi, and that someone is Dragon. And he essentially says, a dragon, the tough part about being a genius is I see everything coming. I'm seeing my own future, and I don't think I'm going to last here too long, which is a piece of why I think this Vegapunk wants to speak to the Straw Hats to either A, save his life, or B, give them information, because I'm under the impression that Vegapunk is a revolutionary and has been secretly working with the revolutionaries.
Well, like you said, this isn't the lead Vegapunk. I mean, this is Vegapunk Model 1 of the six, but the still head honcho, we haven't seen him do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So who's to say the number one is secretly a revolutionary, but the rest of them are not?
Hmm.
And once they see number one may relay the information, and the rest of them might either eliminate him or a CP9 or CP0 rather is going to show up and they're going to eliminate him because I think number one has to be the smartest of the six.
He's logic, I believe, was what
Yeah,
his.
he is the logic. And I don't think this is even observation hockey. I think he is aware of what he has done and he has pushed his luck a little bit too far. I like to think number one is also the one who programmed Kuma. I don't think it was the main Vegapunk. I think it was number one Logic who programmed Kuma to protect the Sunny.
So do you
And
think that the main Vegapunk is a revolutionary or just number one?
I think the main Vegapunk is out for his own. Like I said, I think Vegapunk has his own agenda all the way from the beginning. I think he just wants to see what this world can offer. So he wants to release as much information as possible and say, all right, well, here's the truths of the world. Take it for what you will. I'm not going to pick sides, but I want everyone to know the truth. Once everyone knows the truth, I want to sit back and watch what happens because
Hmm.
that is the only thing that he cannot see what happens. He
Yeah.
can't see the outcome of the entire world knowing the information that he knows. And this interaction with Dragon is long overdue. We always thought there is some connection between Dragon and Vegapunk, and here it is.
Yep.
Here it is.
Yep. Well, that'll bring us to the end of the chapter here. Oda, way to leave us off on a cliffhanger because we definitely need to know how these two are connected and really how this next interaction is going to be occurring between Blackbeard and Law. But I've been Chris.
And I've been Matt.
And this has been YonkoDuo.